Anyway,
Oh.
so after our last week's show, I decided, I'm going to look up old Jeffrey Berbo and see if I can find him on the old interwebs. And so I did a little bit
For
of
human beings that may not have seen the other show, can you give a brief synopsis? So
No,
you can
they
bring
need
everybody onto the same
They
page?
need to go watch the other show. So, okay. For those who
so-
don't want to go watch the other show,
could
there was a
click
story
off
of why. Go look and see the show of why I changed my name twice. But the short version, the very short version, is there was this guy named Jeffrey Berbo at my first base who used to just dog on my name for apparent reasons at the time. You got to see the old show for that reason. But anyway, so he was dogging on my name that it was at that time, not what it is now. Anyway, so I looked up the old Jeffrey Berbo on the interwebs to see where is that guy these days. And he's dead.
Holy!
And the only information I could find, it was an unsolved shooting. That's it. So I don't know if he did himself or if somebody did him or if it was an accident or if it was intentional or what. It just said unsolved shooting. And this was in May of 1991. So
Wow.
I looked that up on my own, coincidentally enough, and if you saw the very little underneath the print in parentheses said, "You finally teased the wrong dude, Berbo."
yeah, wow. But so apparently he was only like 26 or so, because this was in
was he married when you knew him?
What was the question?
Was he married when you knew him?
No.
Well, that's
no,
probably the difference. He got married and she went, "Oh, I'm not putting up with that." No.
Exactly. He was a single dude in the dorm with me, but so that makes you feel a little weird.
Well, how does it make you feel, since this was like your arch nemesis?
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad. I mean, the guy was, sticks and stones, may break my bones, but names will never harm me. But so it was just a little, scratch on the arm that I got from him, and I changed my name and thought that was all good. And he's dead, so I don't feel good about that.
All right. What he did annoyed you, but you didn't want to see him dead, unlike any people happening to run for office currently.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go.
All
and
right,
now you know
the rest of the story.
3 stories, just like wait, don't tell me. And you have to guess which one is true.
Okay. Only one of them is true, and the other 2 are lies. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So many years ago, back in the day, like the 70s,
False.
I went to a concert, not a concert, but I went to a club in LA, and I saw The Who back when
Good luck
you could
getting this story out. Go right ahead.
I got so stoned that I lost track of my friends, and I had to take a taxi all the way back to West Covina.
Well, can you clarify now? My parents' generation, stone meant having a lot to drink.
No, stoned in our generation.
Such as?
I have to incriminate myself here? Yes, Okay, that's number 1.
There's a lot of listeners out there.
You can stop now. That's true. No.
Can't put things together like me. Okay, so you got really
Number 2, when I was a senior in high school, I dated a member of the Manson family. Number 3 is years later, after, when I was up here, I was in a play with Sean Penn in San Francisco.
So this is 2 truths and a lie. And Dr. Lennon said, number 1, and only one of these will be true. You got stoned out of your mind going to a concert?
Well, at a club in LA.
At a club. Okay.
Like
number 2.
Whiskey or something. Number 2, I dated a member of the Manson family.
Dated a member of the Manson family. Or number 3?
3 was I was in a play with Sean Penn in San Francisco.
That's outstanding.
All right, let me go first, Keith. So she gave a lot of detail on the first one, and then she blew through the second 2, which makes me think that it's the first one. However,
trying to out-psychology the doctor.
Yeah, on thinking it through my head, what was the second one again? The second
one, I was a senior in high school. I went out a few times.
Manson family.
The Manson.
It's a few times now.
That's not it. That's BS. But I think the Sean Penn one That would be fun if it's true. So I'm going to go with number 3. What do you think, Keith?
Keith?
Well, I almost have to rule myself out. We went to high school together, and I used to visit. And there was a time we sat there with Charlie, and you were really stoned. You were talking about Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
That's right. The Sean Penn is probably it, but I'm always wrong. So I'll go elsewhere so Loren can be right. You always like dark hair that were mass murderers. Let's see. This is a tough one. You dated a member of the Manson family. I know that to be fact.
Are we done?
That's
Okay,
my
Len.
answer. I'm going with Manson, and he's going with Sean Penn. And it's probably stoned at the club in the taxi.
No, it was Manson.
Are you serious?
Yes, I love this game. This is not an ego thing. I just love this game.
We went out a couple of times, but he was just too weird for me. His name was, hold on.
Wasn't Charlie? Was it run through the DNA?
No, it was.
How many like that can you have in a tree?
Fuck, I'm having a senior moment. But this guy, whose name will come to me in just a second, was a
Glenn Manson.
Witness for the prosecution with Pelosi. He's the one that told them about the Paul Watkin was his name, and he was a musician. And he's the one, if you read the book,
I thought his name was going to be Manson.
His name was what I just said.
Paul Watkin.
Paul Watkin. And he was the one that told Pelosi that the whole...
Gotta go to the judges on this one, Loren.
The whole reason for the killings was to start a race war so that they could, come have the end of the world and everything. Because they wrote on the walls as if they were Black people killing white people. And so that was a big break in the case. But he did live with them for quite a while.
I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And he was very, very weird.
Hey, have you guys heard about this? Apparently this is going around on social media. I was today years old.
Yeah.
When somebody learns of something for the first time, they may pass it along and say, I was today years old when I found out blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
So apparently that's what's going around. So here's a few, for instance. I was today years old when I learned that the first episode of a television show is called a pilot. We all know that. Why is that? And I actually was when I found out why. Because it's the first time it's on the air.
Oh.
Yeah, I was today years old when I found out that, remember the 70s show?
Sure.
You remember the foreign kid, Fez? F-E-S. They made that up for the show, and it stands for Foreign Exchange Student.
Yes.
Not his name in real life or his occupation.
I didn't know that until after the show was over as well.
I was today years old when I learned that the club in club sandwich stands for C-L-U-B in a club sandwich.
4 things.
Hang on. Chicken.
Oh, good guess.
Lettuce.
Good.
Oh.
Chicken, lettuce. Under.
Bacon.
Under what?
Bacon.
Yeah, chicken lettuce under bacon.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
You were 10 years old when you learned that.
No.
Yeah, the Tinder logo. The Tinder logo is a flame. Why would it be a flame? Because Tinder
starts a fire.
Matches.
Yes. Yeah.
So they use it as a flame.
That's a good logo. Good idea.
Now, when people are a little bit impatient, I've never been that way, but somebody might say, hey, hold your horses. Where does that come from?
From holding your horses back.
Somebody's a little anxious. Somebody's a little impatient. They want them to be more stable.
No, that's
it's my bit. I say yes.
It's not just reining them in.
Yeah. Oh, rein them in.
Yeah.
Doesn't work as often in the desert, but I don't know why. Be there or be square. Why do they say be there or be square?
Because back in the 50s, that means you were not
You're not cool. Yeah, only the cool people are there. And if you're not there, you're not cool.
Because if you're elsewhere, if you're not there, you're not around. So be there or be square, because you won't be around. I'm not making these up.
No. Okay.
The archives for this stuff. I went to the big library.
Yeah.
Holy cow, let's hope there's something. And this is for both of you. Lauren, you've done community theater in your life.
A little bit, yeah.
You have done some quite well. And Lennon has really, you've had a wonderful career acting, singing, directing. You went overseas directing one of your shows, I believe.
No, I went to a director's workshop overseas.
That's what I said. She went to a director's workshop overseas.
Yes.
But we all know the term break a leg. That's usually meant for good luck prior to the show.
Yes. Oh,
And
I
in
got
addition,
it.
particularly why? Why?
Because bad luck is good luck in the theater.
Anyone? Anyone at all? Bueller?
Did you hear me? Can you hear me?
I did. I'm looking for the correct
Yeah.
answer. Oh, that was uncalled for.
That was just mean.
I'm going to loop that. Just have it going over and over.
Yeah.
Break a leg. They say break a leg because
They want that.
It started
Your
with the
show's-
audition.
because your show's going to be lame. No, I don't know. Start with the audition.
You might wind up in the cast.
In the. But you're already in the cast and you're doing the show. That can't be.
I don't teach
So
them.
you will wind up. I was today years old when I
You'll be in the cast.
when
But what
I
if,
rode this bit out to sea and blew it up with the nitrogen.
well, if you're already in the show, why would
I
you
know.
cast?
I know.
No, I said it emanated from the audition. Originally at the audition
But-
for a
but
wish
now-
of luck to wind up in.
But
The
now
No,
the
at
show's
the
on.
audition you say, don't duck. When you're in the show, you say break a leg.
Hey,
The
watch
doctor
your
said I
fucking
was in a
language.
mood.
I'm the expert here.
Hey,
Well,
watch your
the more
fucking
we
language.
argue, the better the show gets. So please have at me.
Are we done with this bit? Should I be quiet now?